So you see, most likely, Biden, Trump going head to head in November. There's no debate probably in the end, or maybe there has to be one.
I doubt it.
Doubt it. Okay.
I doubt it.
They just opt
the
out.
DNC has already said that because the head of the party is a Democrat, that the head of the party is the president, that there will be no debates. So there's no opportunity for Bob Kennedy to get his message out there any better than what he's doing right now. There will not be a debate against Biden. And then for the general election, if Joe Biden, if he's able to make it to the general election, I don't think he has anything to gain politically by debating Donald Trump. I think he cuts it out. He cuts Trump out. See, and again, here's a problem with our political system. You and I'm a little bit older than you are, but we're of the same generation where we can remember presidential debates being sponsored by the League of Women Voters, right? This was an organization that is utterly, completely nonpartisan. And they were like the C-SPAN of presidential debates, where their job was just to organize it. And, I remember Jimmy Carter debating both Ronald Reagan and John Anderson. I remember George W. Bush debating Al Gore and Ralph Nader. And then after that 2000 election, the two parties said, this is bullshit, where we have these nobodies join us on stage and suck votes from both of us, and then end up as the spoiler in the election. How about if we set up this new organization called the Commission on Presidential Debates, and it's going to be run equally by the Democratic National Committee and the Republican National Committee, and we force everybody else out, no matter how important they are, no matter how serious they are. Ross Perot, 30%, screw him. He's not going to be invited. And that's what they've done. And so in the event that we do have a debate, it's only going to be the Democrat and the Republican, even if there's a real independent or a real third party, a formidable third party candidate. Nobody's even going to know, because the duopoly that we have running us has pushed them all out. Yeah. That needs to change.
And everyone's co-opted into that duopoly, from the media to everyone. It's just, it works for everyone to keep it that way. It's good business for everybody. And so it continues. I mean, I won't get into it now, but I ran to be the mayor of London a couple years ago as an independent. And
wonderful.
I know I was really angry about the lockdowns here, and I was ruining businesses and ruining people's lives, and I looked at the candidates and I thought they were jokes. So I decided to run for political office for the first time in my life. But one thing I learned, John, very quickly is that the mainstream media here is a big part of the survival of the two-party process. And so the bookies, the betting agencies had me as as second place favorite at one point. And yet
my God.
Yeah, and yet the BBC would not invite me to a 4-candidate, I think later a 6-candidate debate. And then the mainstream media itself was just as if they were my political opponent sometimes, having me on, and then just, then of course the British press, I mean, they're the best. They're the gladiators of press. Like, they go for the throat. So it was a great education. I got my PhD in political science, but I did learn that at the end of the day, there are two brands. It's like Coke and Pepsi. And, people go and it's like, oh, Labor, the party of the working men. Not true.
Yeah.
My dad voted for Labor, so I'm going to vote for them. And trying to cut through is very difficult to do. Very difficult.
I spent the happiest year of my life in London, 1985 to 1986, studying in London. And for the initial period that I was there, I lived with a host family. And my host father happened to be a member of the British Parliament. And he was one of the very few who was a member of the Liberal Party. That's when Liberal was a standalone party, and the SDP, the Social Democratic Party, was a standalone party. And my God, he was so hopeful and so principle driven. I was thrilled when the Liberals became a part of the government not so many years ago. And then they ended up being exactly like the Tories and the Labour Party. They just immediately bought into the status quo and fell on their faces. And we see that every day right here in the United States.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.